What is happening? Hope everyone is doing well. We have a Starbucks Grande Blonde Latte. I want to chat about automate, delegate, remove. Today, I want to chat about mindset. Today, I want to chat about becoming a lifelong learner. Today, we are talking about sales processes. So we're going to entitle these live sessions Coffee with Cody. Good day, good day, good day. Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for tuning in today with Coffee with Cody. I got a coffee. This is probably my third today, so this is fun. So we're gonna get hit the ground running with about 9 tips for writing copy. Something that I've really been studying over the last year of how to write good copy, how to really identify and how to sell to people using words and actually telling a story. And that's our entire slogan at Studio PTPO is tell your story. So today I want to give you 9 tips on how to really write better copy and really just not even just copy, how to just create good content that actually converts on the internet, specifically with ads. So today there's 3 main elements when creating a successful Facebook ad campaign. What we say is that it's audience, copy, and creative. So it's really like, who is the end consumer? Who you're trying to reach? What is the copy? What are you saying to them? And then what is the creative? What is the actual visuals, or what is the video? What are you trying to get in front of them, and what are you trying to sell them? So really the goal more than anything is to combine all 3 of those elements and really create a solution for the client. But the biggest thing that I want to get across today is just copywriting. So we're going to go through my 9 tips that I really believe to be true. Some of the best copywriters, if you want some good books to read on copywriting, you want to become a better copywriter inside of your business, I really highly encourage you to read anything Russell Brunson, .com Secrets, Expert Secrets, Copywriting Secrets by GM Edwards. David Ogilvy is a freaking phenomenal copywriter. If you really want to learn copywriting, I highly recommend reading Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz, anything Claude Hopkins. These are all really great. The 16-word sales letter is another great book that you can read on copywriting. And I've really spent the last year really dissecting how to write good copy, how to really identify the problem, the symptom, the fear, the cause, the offer, and all the copy to make sure you understand that you're speaking to the end consumer and really understanding that how to actually communicate your message to them, but speak to them as if they are on the other end saying, that's me. So that's the best copy that really converts in the online space. So the tip number 1 is know your ideal customer better than they know themselves. This is one of those things where, and this is one of the encouragements that I'll give to you, that if you understand who your end consumer is, who you're trying to sell to, you will write better copy because you'll think like them. You'll understand what keeps them up at night. You will understand the things that, the Facebook groups that they are in. You will understand the things that they do, the courses that they have bought. I spent a lot of time trying to understand the real estate industry, and it's really started to pay off. People have started to really see the results that we get for our clients in the real estate space. But it took a long time to understand the real estate space, understand the grade A coaches, understand, terms like GCI, understanding things like, as far as buyer and seller campaigns, really understanding the nuances of the different brokerage systems and how they got paid out in commissions. There are so many different things, but you need to understand these things in order to write good copy. That's why we always say, know your ideal customer better than themselves. So the encouragement that I would give to you, business owner, is do either a case study, or B, do an interview style do an interview with your end consumer and really ask them a bunch of questions. If you want kind of like a formula that we use specifically to develop copy, throw a 1 in the comment section below, and I can get that for you because it's been super, super helpful for me. So that's the first thing. Next thing is focus on the hook. So the biggest thing we always say is like especially with video, you only have about 5 seconds to really capture people's attention. And a lot of what's happening in the online space, we're really focused around, around attention, around actually grabbing headlines. And this is something that, my business partner, Neil, he spent 20 years in the magazine industry and all about copywriting, and, really inspired me to learn more about copywriting. And the headlines and the hooks are something that is super, super important to think about. And even now more than ever, your headlines and hooks need to be contextualized to what's happening in the world right now. If you can contextualize your headline, your hook, and you can capture people's attention immediately, and this goes for video. That's why when we do a lot of videos, we try to have a lot of jump cuts in the beginning or captions, because 85% of video on social media is watched without audio. So it's important that when you are creating a piece of content specifically for an ad, that you think about all of these things, and you focus on the hook. You focus on what's drawing people in order to get them to stay for an extended amount of time. When you're running ads, that's something super important to think about in the creative, in the copy, and in the targeting. The next one is long form copy. I've heard a lot of people say that long form copy doesn't work, or I didn't read it. Ultimately, at the end of the day, long form copy on Facebook works extremely well, especially in what we call bottom of funnel, or when we're retargeting the audience. So when an audience comes in, when we get their information for the first time, we use a lot of long form copy in order to really engage with the consumer, because it's not the first time that they've actually seen or heard of us. So it's an opportunity for us to tell a story. The reason that I love a platform like Facebook advertising is because it really lends well to long form copy. And long form copy gives you the ability to tell a story through words, to actually identify what is the end consumer's problem, what is their symptom, what's their fear, what's the cause, what's the offer, and what are they going through in the moment, and how can you tell a story that relates to maybe what they are going through. Perfect example I'll give you is Kat Howell does this great with agencies. She creates really great long form copy. She tells a story, she pulls you in, and that long form copy really drives you to the end result of booking a call. And that's why I paid her a lot of money to help our agency. So that's tip number 3. Tip number 4 would be always be specific with your copy. We always say whatever the action you want to take, you need to really generate copy that converts. So if you want copy that does convert, we always say be specific with your action. If you have a download button, make sure that your specific copy says click the download button here, or click this button and actually name this button, or whatever action you want them to take. You need to be super clear on what that actual action is. It's a learning experience that I've been on. I find that the ads that were not super, super clear on the action that the end consumer needs to take, they sometimes work, but the more clear you can be in your copy, the more specific you can be. An example here is like, this process worked extremely well for my business, or saying this process generated $100,000 in revenue for my business. Or for example, the other day I posted, it's my mission to help real estate professionals add an extra $100,000 of gross commission income to their business in the next year. If that's you, comment X, Y, Z. The more specific you can be, the better results you're going to have. So that's what we always say whenever we're working with realtors from an organic standpoint. So if you're listening to this and you're a realtor, encouragement I would say is, this is a great post that you can post. Hey, I'm looking for 5 people that want a list of homes under the price of $500,000. If that's you, comment the word homes below. I'll reach out with the next steps. So that's a great post that you can actually just post organically. And that's super, super specific. The person at the end of the end consumer understands what they're getting. And so comment the word, there's some people on here, comment the word 1 if that makes sense in regards to always be specific with your copy. Tip number 5, turn features into benefits. This is something that I really, really firmly believe in. I think that ultimately, if you can really identify what the benefits are, and that really comes down to the problem, what is the problem, the symptom, the fear, the cause, the offer. If you can really identify the benefits of what they're getting, then you can really, and how it's actually impacting, if you can identify how it's going to impact their lives, your ad that you've curated is going to be a lot better received. So this is a high encouragement. Again, turn features into benefits. Tip number 6, make them feel understood. If if you look at all the movements that have been created over time, the Martin Luther King Juniors of the world, Russell Brunson of the world, who's with what he's doing with ClickFunnels, and you look at all of these movements that are created, one of the common features among a lot of movements is that the end consumer or the target audience feels understood. If your end consumer can feel that you understand them, you will have better luck. And that's why, within sales, we use a tool called the feel, felt, found method. Like, I understand how you feel. Others have felt the same way, what they found is. And I've chatted about that in the past, but you really need to understand how can you make your end consumer in your copy, or whoever your target audience is, or whoever you're trying to serve, how can you make them feel understood when you're writing your copy? Tip number 7, create a sense of urgency. It's pretty self-explanatory. The more that you can actually create a sense of urgency, people at the end of the day, when you create a time-sensitive offer, or what we call an irresistible offer with a time sense of urgency, we just see crazy results happen. So create urgency. Tip number 8, and this kind of goes into tip number 5, I believe, is just always tell them what to do next. Like, what is the next action you want them to take? If you can give them clear directions, because people want security. So if in your copy, you can say these are the next steps that we're going to take, especially in long form copy, or you can identify, hey, we're going to hop on a lead gen scale call, for example. A lot of what we do in our long form copy, whenever we book sales calls with clients, we say, hey, we're going to book a lead gen scale call. We're going to go through this, and this. And usually we implement that on a thank you page as well, where it's like, I think the video that we have created on our thank you page is just something along the lines of, on this call, you're going to get clear, confident, and excited about where you're headed next. And we give them clear steps to take, like join our Facebook group, do this, do that. Like, we give them clear steps to take so that we get them into our ecosystem. They understand what's going on. But if you can give your end consumer clear next steps for what they need to do, then within your copy, you'll have great results. And the last one is, test. The biggest thing I would say is just test, tweak. Read more books, understand. Copywriting is one of those arts that if you don't have time to take the time to learn and really absorb content about copywriting, I suggest hiring a copywriter, especially with ads, because copywriting can either make or break an advertisement. So obviously, if there's a system in place that people are using that is working, then great. However, copywriting is one of those forms where, you hire somebody off of Fiverr, you're going to get somebody off of Fiverr that is probably not the greatest copywriter. So I always encourage, whenever you're creating ads, to really identify and really understand who your target audience is first. And we have found over the last little while that ultimately the market is the market. If you might think your copy is great and you might think that it's the best thing in the world, or your landing page is the best, or your creative is amazing, but ultimately, if the market is not responding to that ad, or if they're not taking that action that you want them to take, then you need to test, you need to tweak, and you need to execute. And that's really tip number 9: test, tweak, execute. Hope you find this useful. If you have any questions more about copywriting, by all means, throw them in the comment section below. I'll try to answer any questions that you might have. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the Coffee with Cody today. We're on episode 17, which is crazy. I'm trying to go live daily, Monday to Friday, just try to provide a massive amount of value back to the business community. Hope you found this useful. We'll chat with you soon, and hope you all have a great day.